being, sort of dwell within the realm of the mundane, right? Is everyone with me? And then sex we make a big deal about. Is everyone with me? Okay. And in Taoism, they're not big into these hierarchies of importance and separation, that kind of stuff. They sort of recognize there are things that are healthy for you in your life, and then there are things that are unhealthy. And they really divide the world simply in that. There's not like where sometimes you moralize sex, right? So there's moral and immoral sex, and they don't do that. You recognize you need to eat, I think. Though some people, when you look at them, you're not sure if they recognize they need to eat. Then there are some people that recognize they need to sleep. And some people that live their life as though they don't recognize that either, right? You know, people who, you know, they'll pull all-nighters all the time, that kind of stuff. For Taoism, that's very unhealthy, right? That's very unhealthy.
Okay.
It's simply a bad life practice. But we have to understand that when the Taoists use the word bad, they really are just talking about health. There are things that are bad for your health and things that are good for your health. And the Taoist promotes things that are good for your health and discourages you from doing things that are bad for your health. But by the way, you can do whatever you want. You will just pay the price if you ignore them, right? But not because they feel any need to punish you. No, no. When you do unhealthy things, you punish yourself. And there are some unhealthy things that have quick consequences. So in other words, if you don't eat, you get grumpy pretty quick, right? Is everyone with me? And if you don't sleep, you become less emotionally stable, and you make poorer decisions pretty quickly. Is everyone with me? And for Taoism, the same actually works. They believe in that sort of spectrum of things that are just about health. They put sex in there, just about health. So whereas you may be aware that within, say, the Buddhist monastic practice, where the Buddhist monks will not have sex, and why won't they have sex? Is it because they think peepees are naughty or vaginas are naughty? Is that what the Buddhist monks are thinking? It's like, oh my goodness, keep away from that. It's a dirty little object. Yeah.
Wasn't it something about like wasting their energy?
Mm-hmm. Within their tradition, they're concerned about wasting energy, dispersing energy. Now, as it turns out, the Taoists are not entirely in disagreement about them. They do believe there are sex acts that are dangerous in terms of their ability to expend vital energy. In fact, these sex acts which the Taoists are very concerned about, every man in this classroom has definitely engaged in, and engaged in with some level of regularity. And you might go, oh my gosh, they're talking about masturbating again, right? And you might go, you're not supposed to talk about that in class. Well, the Taoists talk about such things. And they think that, yes, they'd say, yeah, that too. But the big problem the Taoists would say in terms of unhealthy sex, so they'll focus in on men for a minute, the kind of unhealthy sex that the men in this class engage in. And that is, men in this class think the point of sex is actually ejaculation. Okay. Right? How many women are aware that men seem to be very focused on that? So I want to ask the men, because they have to in a minute. But yeah, women are aware that it's like, it was a successful sexual experience to most men if they ejaculated. And it was a nightmarish, horrible event if they didn't, right? How many women are aware of that? If you don't believe this, ladies, just try doing that many times in a row. Where you bring a guy into the zone, and then you just don't take him any further. Okay? And just do that like for the next 5 months. Okay? And we'll see what he says. According to the Taoists, do you know what he should say? Thank you. Women, wow, I gotta meet me one of these Taoists. Okay, so, why is that? According to the Taoists, when a man ejaculates, he loses his qi. He loses that vital force. Now, ladies, have you noticed any phenomena that right after a guy does ejaculate, what he wants to do right afterwards? You know why? Yeah, eat. Right, yeah. Yeah. Do you know why? Either answer, by the way, would have been fine. Do you know why all of a sudden he wants to sleep or he wants to eat? Do you know why that would be? His energy's gone. Yeah, he intuitively recognizes he's lost life force and he's trying to restore it, right? So the Taoist would say, you don't want to unnecessarily do that. How many guys says, wow, sign me up for Daoism, that sounds great. They're going to train me how to never ejaculate again. I love it. Yeah. Anyone? Yeah, not sold on that yet, yeah. Yeah. It's sort of a hard sell, isn't it? But wait, there's more. There's good news. The Taoists would tell you, no. Men in America, for the most part, are really stupid. And, by the way, terrible lovers. According to Taoism. And the reason for that, there's another thing other than sleeping. Well, there is something that a man tends to be not that interested in right after ejaculating. Can you tell me what that is? What was the answer? Yes. Yeah, no, good. Yeah. The thing you're no longer interested in is the other person. Why? You're done. Right. Yeah. Thanks, I'm sleepy now. Yeah. According to Daoism, when a man ejaculates, he loses qi. When a man brings a woman to orgasm, he gains qi. Okay? When a man brings a woman to orgasm, according to Daoism, he gains qi. Yeah. No, it doesn't. That's just it. Because you don't get to orgasm very often. That's just it. Yeah, if it was a 1-for-1, he might be at the break-even point, right? But that's usually not the way it works now, is it? Not in America, right? Right? People are aware of that, right? People are aware that 40% of American women have never orgasmed. 40%. Look at that. You go, that isn't me. Right? Yeah, right. For them. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. So, according to Daoism, women have this unusual nature, and the nature of their orgasm is such that they do not lose qi. Men gain it, women don't lose it. Is everyone with me? Okay, so let's understand. If you were to be in a relationship with a Taoist, ladies, guess what his #1 goal is? Yeah, how often? Yeah, as often as he can, and certainly as often as you can. Okay? Somebody's like, I gotta get me one of these. Yeah. Where's Taoism from again? Yeah, good question. Yeah, okay. So, this is the goal because he draws in more qi. It's like healthy eating. It's like healthy sleeping. And healthy lovemaking for a man is for him to bring his woman to orgasm as much as he can. Okay. Which doesn't mean, by the way, simply one round. Is everyone with me? You know, women are capable of that, right? More than one round. Okay? The Taoists would say you wouldn't know American men knew that. But the Taoists would say, come over my way, I'll show you a trick or two. Right? Okay? So, for the Taoist would, now you might go, yeah, so the men are just flat sexually frustrated all the time? The Taoist would tell you, no. I only said you had to stop that whole ejaculating thing. Oh, by the way, it's okay to ejaculate sometimes. I mean, if you want to make a baby or something, it takes that kind of energy dispersal in order to make a baby. So they're okay with that. But they'd say, if you're not trying to make a baby, why are you ejaculating all over the place? What is it with you? Right? And you go, well, no, it's because why? Why? Okay? Now, I know a whole bunch of men have done it in this classroom. Why? Why do you keep doing it? Okay? Okay, no one's going to answer. Okay, yeah, there you go. There you go. Thank you for being honest. Yeah, because it feels good. Now, this is what the Taoists would tell you. What you're talking about, of course, is the orgasm, correct? Now, Daoism would say the one place where predominantly American men make the big mistake is Daoism separates the idea of ejaculating from the idea of orgasm. They say, gentlemen, you can orgasm without ejaculating. What? What? Okay. How many guys buy this? Taoist claim. How many guys buy this? Okay, not an American man in the class. This is lies. Okay, one man. Right. Yeah. Okay, an older man. A more seasoned man. Because why, yes, I do indeed believe that. I won't tell you how I know. Right, yeah, that's good. Okay, so, no, fair enough. Now watch, here's the deal. Okay, now if you're really honest, okay, have you ever seen a quieter male class in your life? Look at all the ways that you're participating, the guys are like, I'm not talking anymore. This is weird talk. Okay. Has any guy here ever had an orgasm that was like a shocking dud? It was just like put, and you're like, what? What happened? It's like, it's sort of like, right, it's sort of like you felt like you missed the parade, right? Any guy ever had that experience? Be honest, look at a bunch of lying men in class, damn you liars. Yeah, right. Every guy has had that experience, by the way. So the difference between those guys that rose their hands and those that didn't is just some are just like full of shit and the other ones aren't, right? Okay? So, here's the deal. Here's the deal. According to Daoism, there isn't such thing as a non-great orgasm. There is not such thing. What you experienced was simply ejaculation without an orgasm. That's what you experienced. So each and every one of you knows that, in fact, they can be separated because you've separated it the wrong way before. You know, yeah, you paid the price without any of the fun, right? Okay. So what Daoism claims you can do is the other way around. Where you orgasm, you reach climax without ejaculating. Now, why is this such a good thing according to Taoists? Two great things about it. One, you don't lose chi, which means, by the way, has any woman noticed that shortly after an ejaculation, the guy's sails lose their wind? Any lady notice that in this class? Like any of you? Yeah, look at them. No, never noticed, really. Yeah, liars. Yeah, what's that?
So now who are the liars?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, now, all right. Now we know the liars. Yeah. So here's the deal. There's a reason why. Do you know why the guy's sails go down?
Defensive.
Yeah, chi. Yeah, they've lost their power source. It's like, you know, their Energizer Bunny has had their battery pulled. Battery pulled, I said. Okay, yeah, battery. We're just running a metaphor right now. So the idea is this, though. Okay. So the idea is this, though. If the guy doesn't ejaculate and he orgasms, his sails remained filled with wind. Why is this so important, ladies? Yeah, okay. That means we're not done yet. Okay, right? Okay? Which means there's more functionality left in the man. Which means there's more prospects for you. Right? Is everyone with me? So all the guy needs to do is learn how to separate these two things out, and then they'll be gangbusters for this idea. Why? What guys are really after is the orgasm. They've just, because they're a bunch of village idiots who have never been educated, in other words, virtually every guy here figured out how to orgasm when they were like a tween or something like that, and they're orgasming the same way in their 20s and 30s. In other words, they still haven't innovated since then. Something they figured out at, 11, 12, 13. They're still doing the same stupid way. Why? They're uneducated. The closest that these men get to sexual education is called their porn collection, right? That's not being educated by wisdom. That's being educated by a community of fools. Has anyone ever seen a porn video? Right? Yeah. He watches them for their plot. Yeah.
Delivery.
Yeah. Delivery. Yeah. Oh, I can't wait. I think this is the pizza one. Right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So the whole idea is, according to Daoism, we have this radically uneducated way of virtually everything that we do because we haven't learned to really listen to our bodies, not really. So the idea is we've learned not to listen to our bodies when they need sleep. Right? We've learned not to listen to our body when we get hungry. We don't really ask ourselves, what does my body need? We ask, what's in the neighborhood that I can get easy? Like, is it McDonald's? Is it Jack in the Box? Is it Wendy's kind of thing, right? So we're always asking the wrong questions, according to Taoism. So as a result, we always get the wrong answers. And thus we are unhealthy.